So a few days ago, Marvel dropped some pretty big news. They've talked a lot about their upcoming Phase 4 for the MCU, pretty much outlining movies all the way into 2022. One of those movies is The Marvels, originally titled Captain Marvel 2. Now, the big thing with this is that Brie Larson is no longer the focus of the movie. She's kind of been giving a back seat in her own movie, which is kind of funny. And it honestly lands a lot of credibility, at least in my opinion, to the rumors that Marvel's losing a little faith in her. A lot of reasons for that. She's very controversial. She's got a lot of the MCU fans divided. A lot of people don't like how she goes out and gets very political. Heck, she said in interviews that one of the main reasons that she took this role was for the platform, so that she could be preachy. That just has rubbed people the wrong way. And then if you just want to get the criticism of the role, she's terrible in the role. She's just flat. She doesn't have really any emotion. She just did a terrible job acting. It's almost like she doesn't want to be there. And it was the same in Endgame. At least in my opinion, she had the same flat performance. So saying it's the director, I don't buy that, because she's been this way under multiple directors now. Just not good in this role. And I think Marvel sees that, and I think the rumors that they're going to get rid of her, there might be some credibility to it. I'm not saying for sure, you take it with a grain of salt, but this is a big deal that she's losing this role. And make no mistake, the movie's not called Captain Marvel 2. It's called The Marvels. You've got 3 characters now. You got Monica Rambeau, Kamala Khan, and of course Carol Danvers. So there's something going on, and it's causing a lot of people to freak out. I've made videos on this movie now talking about that, the rumors. And the first video was just making fun of the fact that she's lost her main title. But I think it's fair to say that something's going on. But if you say this on Twitter, everyone freaks out. How do you know that? Well, you made $1 billion, bro. Yeah, in between 2 Avengers movies. Yeah, it made money being set up as it was like because they were trying to make it look like it was a must see. This one, well, you never know if it'll do good or not, because it's not directly starring Brie Larson. But I don't think it's going to do that great. But like I said, you talk about this on Twitter, they all come out. I like to call them the Brie Larson Defense Task Force. Not as bad as the Nicki Minaj fans, but they're still pretty nasty. They come out and they pretty much search her name on Twitter all day and live to defend her. And say, oh, well, nothing's going on here. It's still her movie. Well, you already got members of the media freaking out over on Screen Rant. Captain Marvel 2's new title could sideline Carol Danvers too much. They're already freaking out about it. The title for Captain Marvel 2 is officially confirmed as The Marvels. But does this risk sidelining Brie Larson's Carol Danvers in her own movie? Yes, it does. If they had so much faith in her, this movie would be called Captain Marvel 2. Not Marvels. I think they know what's going on. I think they know that most people don't look back on that Captain Marvel movie with fondness. It's really not that good. It's not that good of a movie. It really isn't. A lot of the critics were exposed for that movie because a lot of them got busted talking about the fact that you have to sometimes give a movie like this a good review to stay in favor with studios. And of course, they gave it good reviews to stick it to those toxic men and stuff like that. So there's reasons behind it, but some of these journals can smell the writing on the wall, and that's why now you're finally starting to see them come out and complain about it. See, I got to give it to the writer of this article. This one gets it. A lot of people will, sure, that movie made $1 billion. She's not getting sidelined. Yes, she is getting sidelined. She's not the main draw for this movie. They're putting other characters in the movie with her. There is no Captain Marvel 2. There's just Marvels. How much of a backseat will she take to these other characters? You know, imagine Monica Rambeau comes out and just blows the audience away, right? Takes away all that spotlight. What's going to happen to Carol Danvers, who no one really seems to care about except a bunch of weirdos on Twitter? So this is funny. It's a bunch of complaining that she's not in it. Despite the presence of Samuel L. Jackson's Nick Fury in 2019's Captain Marvel, it kept Carol Danvers at the heart of proceedings following the pilot through a worthy superhero origin that straddled time and space to establish Captain Marvel as the strongest hero in the MCU. Back then, at least. Carol's overwhelming power meant she was frustratingly sidelined for most of Avengers Endgame, leaving many fans disappointed that she didn't play a larger role. Although the distinct lack of Captain Marvel in the second round against Thanos might have been necessary for the crossover format, her absence ensured fans were looking forward to Danvers getting more time to shine in Captain Marvel 2, The Marvels. New title, however, suggests that won't necessarily be the case, as 3 main characters must now compete for screen time. In truth, the MCU still hasn't showcased Carol Danvers in her full butt-kicking glory. Captain Marvel was an origin story. Avengers Endgame was an ensemble. And Captain Marvel 2 should have been the moment Carol Danvers ran wild in her own corner of the MCU, liberated from other heroes and backstory exposition. For this reason, the Marvels, perhaps, would have made more sense as Captain Marvel 3 than a direct follow-up. Now the Marvels faces the uninevitable challenge of balancing Carol, Monica, and Kamala in a 2-hour blockbuster while doing justice to all 3. So they go on the whine about not having enough Carol, but you get the point. So here's what's going to happen. Like, when this movie drops, you got to remember, like, Brie Larson is a queen to these people because she steps up for the agenda. They love her. They worship her, in fact. So when this movie comes out, and I guarantee you, she's sidelined. Like, she's not going to have a heavy... The other new characters, they want to prop up because they want to make Miss Marvel the next big thing. I'm telling you. They've been trying to do it forever, and they're going to try to do it here with this movie. Miss Marvel is going to be probably the biggest, she's going to have the most screen time in this movie. I guarantee it. Monica Rambeau is going to have a large amount of screen time. Brie Larson, she is going to be backseated in her own movie because the Marvels are multiple people now. They're not just Brie Larson. And when she gets sidelined, imagine how great it's going to be because first off, you're going to have all of these woke journalists coming out complaining that this woman doesn't have more screen time than them, and it's going to be hilarious to watch. They sidelined her for toxic trolls and all this stuff. The meltdown is coming, and it is going to be beautiful. Beautiful to watch. Anyway, that's it. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out. Also, take a moment. Make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. There's something going on right now, and they've been unsubscribing people. So just take a second and double check on that and subscribe if you're new.